Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this episode of our DevOps Fundamental series, we are diving into observability, a critical pillar of modern DevOps. I will walk you through how to build a complete monitoring pipeline using AWS native services. We will collect metrics from an EC2 instance, push them to Amazon managed Prometheus, and visualize them in Amazon managed Grafana. This setup is scalable, secure, and production ready. Let's explore how it all fits together. Monitoring isn't just nice to have, it's essential. Without it, you are flying blind, basically. Monitoring helps you detect issues before your users even notice them. It gives you visibility into your system's performance, helps you identify bottlenecks, and enables proactive scaling and alerting. Whether you are running a single app or a fleet of microservices, observability is key to reliability and uptime. Here's the architecture we will be working with. We will deploy a node exporter on an EC2 instance to expose system metrics. A Prometheus agent will scrape those metrics and push them to Amazon managed Prometheus, a fully managed scalable metric store, and then managed the Amazon managed Grafana will query those metrics and display them in the real-time dashboards. This architecture is modular, cloud native, and ideal for production environments. Amazon managed Prometheus, or we can say AMP, is a fully managed service that supports the Prometheus query language and ecosystem. It's designed to scale with your workloads and integrates tightly with AWS IAM for secure access. The Prometheus agent on our EC2 instance will use AMP's remote write endpoint to send metrics in real time. This removes the need to manage your own Prometheus servers. Amazon Managed Grafana is a hosted version of a popular open source Grafana tool. It's deeply integrated with AWS services and supports IAM Identity Center for secure and role-based access. It also natively supports Amazon Managed Prometheus as a data source, makes it easy to visualize metrics without complex setups. This makes it ideal for teams that want powerful dashboards without managing infrastructure. IAM Identity Center plays a crucial role in this setup. It allows you to manage users and permissions centrally and provide secure access to Grafana through the AWS Access Portal. This means you can onboard team members quickly, assign roles like admin or viewer, and ensure that only authorized users can access your monitoring dashboards, all without managing passwords or SSH key. Once everything is set up, you can monitor a wide range of system metrics. For example, node load 1 gives you 1 minute average CPU load, while subtracting node memory mem-free bytes from node memory mem total bytes gives you memory usage. You can also monitor disk IO, network traffic, and even custom application metrics if you expose them. These insights are invaluable for performance tuning and capacity planning. Now that we understand the architecture and components, let's bring it all together in a live demo. I will walk you through launching an EC2 instance, installing Node Exporter and Prometheus agent, configuring AMP and Grafana, and visualizing real-time metrics. This hands-on walkthrough will show you how simple and powerful AWS native monitoring can be. Okay, so in this demo, I will show you how to build a complete monitoring pipeline on AWS using Prometheus and Grafana. We will monitor an EC2 instance in real time, push metrics to Amazon Prometheus, and visualize them in Amazon Grafana, all from scratch. So let's start by creating a Prometheus workspace. This is where our metrics will be stored. But before that, let's make sure that your region is selected North Virginia. And before everything, I will open a Cloud Shell environment so that anything I need to run anything on terminal, I will use Cloud Shell for that. So let's start by creating a Prometheus workspace. I will search for Prometheus here, Amazon Prometheus. I will open it in a new tab and I will open the dashboard. I will go to the workspaces, all workspaces, and click on create workspace. So I will name this Amazon Prometheus workspace as demo monitoring workspace. And I will click on create workspace. This workspace will act as a central metrics store. Once it's created, I will copy the remote write URL. This is where our Prometheus agent will send metrics. And I will also copy the endpoint query URL. And this will Grafana will use this to fetch those metrics. Okay. So next we'll need to create a user who can log into this Grafana dashboard after we create it, but first we need to create the user. So for that, I will use IAM Identity Center. I will search for IAM Identity Center and I will open it in a new tab. I will go to the dashboard and I will click on users. So I will click on add user. I will name this user as Grafana admin and I need to provide an email address. I will just provide sample email address and sample first name and last name. And I will select generate one-time password so that no email is sent, and I will click on next. Okay, I need to specify display name. Let's say Grafana admin. I will select next and then I will select next. No groups I want to attach, and then I will click on add user. Great. So just copy these access portal URL and username and password. We will be requiring these details later. So I will copy this details and this username and this password also I will copy, and this will be required in later stages. So make sure you copy them and save them in somewhere. I will close this pop-up, and then next we need to create a user. That's all we already did, but after that we need to create the permission sets. I will click on permission sets now. Basically it defines what this user that we have created it can do. So I will create a permission set. I will choose a predefined permission sets, and from the list of free permission sets I will select administrator access for this demo, and I will click on next. Okay, so I will permission set name, I will provide it the name as Grafana admin access. I will click next. I will click create. Okay, so the permission sets is now created. Now we need to assign this user and this permission set. Basically, we need to go to the AWS accounts and select the AWS account, assign users and groups. Okay, go to users and then select the user that we had created. Select the user again and then click on next. Select the permission set that we had created and click on next and then click submit. Okay, so it will configure the user and the permission sets appropriately. Now let's go to the search bar and search for Grafana. We will go to the Amazon Grafana now and create a Grafana workspace. I will go to the all workspaces section and click on create workspace. Make sure your region is always North Virginia. This is because IAM Identity Center is only available in North Virginia. So I will give it a name like my Grafana workspace and I will click on next. Okay. So for authentication access, I will choose AWS IAM Identity Center because we have already created the user there. In case it is not enabled for you, make sure you enable it. Then only you will be able to create the user that we did in before steps, and then go scroll down, leave everything default and click on next. And here select current account, and then the data source should be Amazon Managed Service for Prometheus. Click on next and then review the settings and click on create workspace. Perfect. Great. So the Grafana workspace is now creating. So while it is getting created, let's create an EC2 instance because we need a server to monitor in Grafana. So let's search for EC2 service here and go to EC2 dashboard. I will go to the instances section and then click on launch instance. I will name it as this server as my demo server. my demo server, and Linux machine, Linux AMI I'm using, and then T3 micro because it's a free tier eligible, and then key pair I will select my Virginia key pair that I have already created in this account. Make sure you have access to the key pair, or otherwise you can select create new pair option and create a new pair for yourself. Select this create security group and make sure this allow SSH traffic from anywhere is selected because we would need to SSH into this machine, and then click on launch instance. Perfect. So we would also need to create a role that we will assign to this monitor, this server basically to so that the if Prometheus wants to collect the metrics from it, so there should be some agent in this server to send the metrics to Prometheus. So that will be Prometheus agent, and for that basically we want the permissions for this server to perform the Prometheus write operation. So for that we will create a role, and I will click on create role. I will select the service as EC2 and click on next. For the permissions, I will select Amazon Prometheus remote write access and click on next. The role name, I will specify Prometheus agent role and click on create role. Perfect. The role is now created. What we will do is we will assign this role to the machine that we have created, or the server, the Linux machine that we have created. I will go to the instance that we have created, and I will go to actions and then security, modify IAM role. Here I will specify the role that we have created, Prometheus agent role, and click on update IAM role. Perfect. This role basically allows Prometheus agent and to authenticate and push metrics to AMP, that is Amazon Managed Prometheus. Great. So the server is now ready, and what we will do is we will log into this server now, this machine. For that, we will need the public IP. I will copy the public IP and go to Cloud Shell. Okay, so Cloud Shell is now ready. Let's see. There is nothing in this Cloud Shell as of now. For connecting to the machine or the server that we have created, I need to upload the key pair that I had selected while uploading, while launching the instance. So I need to upload the key pair in this Cloud Shell. I will select the actions button here and click on upload file. I will select my key pair now, and it is now uploading my key pair to this Cloud Shell. Okay, it's done. Let's do ls now. Great. My Virginia key pair is now available. What I will do, I will just paste this command to SSH into this machine. I will copy the SSH command here, paste it here. Okay, it is asking, are you sure? Yes. Okay. So the key pair is protect unprotected. I need to protect or change the permissions. I will say chmod 100 my Virginia key pair. Let's try again. Okay, so I'm logged into the machine now, the server that we had created. Let's install Node Exporter first. That will export or will extract the metrics from machine. For that, we need to first create the user and then download the tar file for Node Exporter. Okay, so the Node Exporter tar file is now downloaded. I will quickly extract this Node Exporter tar file. And now I will just copy this Node Exporter file to user local bin so that it is available for the system, and some permissions update. Great. So now I will create a systemd service for Node Exporter to so that it runs in the background. I will run sudo t, and I need to provide some details that I have already ready in my with me. I will just paste it, and I will press enter and then EOF end of file. Great. So it is done now. Let's quickly run the daemon, and I will quickly enable the node exporter now. Symlink has been created, after which I will start the node exporter, and then Our Node Exporter should be running by now. Let's quickly check the status for Node Exporter. Great. So the Node Exporter is now running. Let's quickly install the Prometheus agent now in this because the metrics are now available after this Node Exporter is available. Now we need to install Prometheus agent. For that, we will download the Prometheus agent tar file. As you can see, it is now available. Let's quickly extract this tar file for Prometheus agent, and I will quickly switch to this directory for Prometheus. Okay, so great. In this directory, you will see there is a file called prometheus.yaml that is responsible for the configuration of Prometheus agent. We will create a separate file, similar separate file for ourselves, Prometheus 1.yaml. And in this file, I will copy the configuration that I already have available. Okay. So this configuration basically asks for the remote URL. It is basically available in Amazon Managed Prometheus. This remote write URL that is available. Just need to copy the region that I have this Prometheus in. I will replace the region here and also the workspace ID. I will copy the workspace ID and I will replace the workspace ID here. And also the region again. I need to replace. Great. So the file is now created. Now I will run the Prometheus agent. I will just copy the command and paste it in the Cloud Shell. Great. So as you can see, server is ready to receive the web request. That means the Prometheus agent is now running. Okay, so if you see any errors related to IAM, make sure the role that we had created, Prometheus agent role, that has the perfect, the correct permissions in it. So after you fix that permissions issues, and then you have to rerun this. Okay, so let's go back to Grafana and configure the data source now. Let's see if it is okay. So the workspace is now created. Grafana workspace is now created. I will switch into this, and also for this authentication part, we had created a user earlier. We need to assign that user to this workspace. The Grafana admin is available. What we need to do is we need to just assign this user to the workspace. And great. So the user is now assigned, but the type is viewer. What we need to do is we need to make sure this user is admin so that we can create or you can create the data sources in the Grafana. Okay, so this user type is changed to admin now. So let's quickly check, verify whether we are able to access the Grafana dashboard now or not. Let's go to this Grafana workspace URL. It's opening now. Okay, so this Grafana dashboard ask for sign in with AWS IAM Identity Center. I will click on it. This is where we would need that username and password for that user that we had created. It will ask for a username first. I need to provide the Grafana admin and click on next. When it asks for password, I need to provide the password that I had copied. I will click on sign in. Okay, I have logged in, but now it is asking that your organization requires multi-factor authentication. So for that, I have installed an authenticator app in my mobile, a Google Authenticator basically. I will select that authenticator app and then I will click on next. What I need to do is I need to scan this QR code in the step 2. I'll click on show QR code and QR code is visible. I will quickly scan this QR code using Google Authenticator app and I will just so that this authentication is now installed, and I will enter the 6-digit code that is available in my mobile app now, 659911, and I will click on assign MFA. Great. So your authentication app has been successfully registered. I will click on done. So you need to do is this one time, and after that you need to reset the password. I will create a new password. This is a one-time activity and set new password. We would have to do the same thing even if we had selected the email option in the while we were creating the user. Okay, so this is the Grafana dashboard. We are successfully logged in. Go to the administration tab and click on go to connections. We will be creating data source now. Okay, we will add the data source here. I will click on add data source and I will select Prometheus for which is the first option. Okay, data source is now added. What we need to do is we need to provide the Prometheus server URL here. So I will go through Prometheus dashboard and I will copy the remove endpoint query URL because this Grafana will be querying the metrics from Prometheus. I will specify the URL without any suffix, and then I will go to scroll. I will leave everything as it is. Just this authentication, I will select sign v4 authentication, and for region, I will select US East 1 because this is the region that we were working in. I will keep everything as it is and click on save and test. Great, the successfully queried the Prometheus API. Data source is now added. I will quickly go to home and click on new dashboard. I will click on add visualization. Prometheus is the data source that we will use. So let's start pulling the metrics now. I will go click on code part here. I have this query ready and from QL query basically. I will specify this and run the query. Great. So as you can see, the metrics are now coming in. Let's change the duration to 15 minutes. As you can see, this is basically showing the average CPU load. And you can also specify other metrics like node memory and memory free bytes and all those. Great. So that's it. We have built a complete monitoring pipeline using AWS services. We created a Prometheus workspace, set up IAM Identity Center, and launched a EC2 instance. Also, we installed Node Exporter and Prometheus agent on it and visualize metrics in Grafana. So to wrap up, we have built a complete monitoring pipeline using AWS-native services. We collected metrics from an EC2 instance, pushed them to Amazon Managed Prometheus, and visualized them in Amazon Managed Grafana, all with secure, scalable components. This is a foundational skill for any DevOps engineer. In the next video, we will shift gears and explore secrets management using AWS Secrets Manager. This is a critical topic for securing credentials and sensitive data in your pipelines. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss it. Thank you.